Was just getting ready to leave, and I heard a loud crack on the window, and I've heard it enough times to know that a bird just flew into the window. They do it quite often. Sometimes they're chasing each other, and they get so excited while they're zipping around like that that they just crash right into the window. I've actually come out here and seen blood spots on the windows before. Rarely do I find a bird laying out there, but this time, sadly, I did. So right down there is the poor little thing. She's moving still. She's opened her beak a couple times. She moved her head from side to side. There's other birds out there, but they're a different species, so they're ignoring her. I'm hoping she just knocked herself senseless and she's going to come to. Poor little thing. I'm going to keep an eye on her. There's really nothing I can do for her. People would grab birds like that and put them in a box and think they're going to save them. There's no saving them. There's no way to feed them. There's no way to care for them, really. It's just nature, and it's very sad, but at least she won't get chewed up by a cat like another bird did in the yard, because when I was out there today, I found a wing from a robin laying in the yard, so one of them stray cats made its way over here and got one. So this poor little thing. Well, the poor little thing's still breathing. I'm not very hopeful. That was a really loud crack when it hit the window. I don't know if birds break their neck or not. So sad. You know, it's an odd thing watching this bird here dying. At least I think that's what it's doing. I mean, I've seen them die before. That's why I know that you don't mess with them. There's no saving them. So one of the things about watching birds is finding out the unusual habits they have. For instance, the day that the crow attacked the baby's nest, it was very interesting to me, and I've seen it before, of course, several times, where other birds of other species will come to the aid of the baby bird. Like the day the baby robins were attacked by a crow, there were sparrows, there were robins, there was even an oriole that flew after that crow. And I find it interesting that in the time of need, all these birds pitched in to help that robin. But here's a female sparrow, and she's laying there dying, and there's no birds around her. Her mate hasn't come to her aid. There's no other sparrows coming to see. Yet the baby attacked by a crow, like the whole community came to help out. So I find it kind of interesting that as adult birds, they're just left on their own. This one is just laying there all alone, and there's no other birds of her species coming to her aid. Even though they're flying around, they clearly can see her. And as I've been watching, I've been going back and forth by the window, I've seen the other birds. The chipping sparrows are over here on the patio, but no birds of her type have come over and are like sitting next to her or checking her out or anything. In fact, oh, sir, I moved the camera, he moved, but I was going to show you one up in the background there was watching. So that's kind of a fascinating point, that as adults, nothing will help them. But when they're babies, you know, all other birds, even other species, will pitch in and help. It's very interesting. Well, what do you know? I stood up after making that recording about how nobody was coming over to help her, and I went to open the door, and she just popped right up off the ground, flew up into that tree, and then she went from that to she just flew away. Unbelievable. See, that's why you don't touch birds when they crash into windows, because you can't tell if they're going to recover or not, and handling them is never a good thing. So what do you know, happy ending. I am shocked. I was trying to get a picture of her up in the tree, but she only sat there on the branch for about a minute, and while I was trying to focus in, she zipped away. Absolutely amazing. I am stunned. I thought she was a goner. Good news for that poor little sparrow. She just had to catch her breath, I guess, and she flew away.